Hey folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Well, it has been a very mellow day. It's about time. Y'all know last couple weeks been pretty hard on me. But traffic was heavier last night getting into Houston than it was today getting out. I think the whole city took the day off, except a half dozen of us truck drivers. The place I loaded at, them boys weren't happy about being in there. They had to come in today to load like 6 trucks. They weren't happy at all. I told him, no sympathy for me, dude. You get to go home when you're done, don't you? Yeah, and I said, guess what? I got to go. I mean, these empty Coca-Cola bottles are very important. I'm sure they really need them in the morning. Yeah, you need a paper towel to wipe off all that sarcasm that was dripping off that statement. I'm up here in Okmulgee, and yeah, I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. Some days I do good pronounce my own name. What was my name? Oh, wrong shirt. I usually wear shirts so I know who I is. I done sit down back there and had me some black-eyed peas and cornbread. Thank you very much. Ain't nothing better for a country boy than a bowl of beans and cornbread, unless you add taters to them. Somebody got on there and made a comment about they would love to have a bowl of black-eyed peas and ham and cornbread. Well, I won't make it just next weekend, but I like my beans, taters, and cornbread. So you'll probably get a dose of it here before next month or two's over. Now I'll tell you the difference in Mama's cornbread and Jiffy, Jiffy, whatever it's called. Now we like the Jiffy, don't get me wrong. The Jiffy though, when you make it, you go to slice it in half and put about 2 cows worth of butter on it, it don't hold up. It just crumbles. As soon as you hit it with that knife, it starts crumbling and stuff. Mama's cornbread's got a little bit of body to it. So you can cut it in half and you put some butter on it. And we damn sure like our cornbread and butter. When I was a younker growing up, my dad used to take cornbread. Mom always made enough so there was leftover cornbread for a couple reasons. If we was getting towards the holidays, like I said, my elders, they all made their own dressing for Thanksgiving and Christmas. So Mama made sure she started making enough where she could put some up in the freezer. Now Dad, he would get him a big old glass of buttermilk, and I have never liked buttermilk. I don't know why. There's very few things that really repulse me, and that's one of them. But he liked to get a big old glass of buttermilk, and he'd break that cornbread up into that buttermilk. And he'd eat a couple big old jars of that every night if he could. So it was not one of my favorites. I wanted to try it one time. Now I did a little bitty part, and he had me mix up a big glass of it. Well, he had told me I could mix up a glass of it. Me being a kid, I mixed up a big glass of it. And even though I didn't like it, he made me eat all of it to a point where I was sick. I ain't never liked it since. But he damn sure didn't worry about me wasting any more buttermilk or cornbread on that nonsense. But now I do like a good hot piece of cornbread lathered up with a whole bunch of butter. So, and I like my fried taters. So pour too terribly long. I'm sure we'll do beans, taters, and cornbread. Now also, now y'all remember there's a few videos already up on the cooking deal. Not a lot. Some I did and some my son did. Let me see here. Go to playlist. That's what I'm pressing at the moment. And you will find give me a second. Simple cooking. And it looks like it says there's 28 videos. Is that what I'm reading right? 28 videos. Oven pork steak dinner. That one's in there twice for some reason. I don't know why. Cheese-filled bacon meatballs. Pork steaks with gravy. A simple truck dessert. A Burton stove meal. So there's a little bit of stuff on here. Oh, go to the cuppa. That's a dessert my wife made. She learned it off TV. She was watching, what is that, 18 and Counting or whatever it was, 16 and Counting. The folks out of Arkansas. Matter of fact, where they're from ain't too far from our yard. But she got that cuppa off that TV show, and she's used it a couple times. There's one of my meals for the road. There's one my boy put up cooking with the kids. So there's a little bit of stuff on here. Exactly what it all is, I don't remember. I ain't gonna lie. Ice cream pie that my son made. So there's a little bit of stuff. So go on there and check it out. I thought that my orange chicken was on there. I've told a couple people about my orange chicken. And I even got on there how to peel a banana. I bet you're saying right now, well, hell, we all know how to peel a banana. I bet you I peel one different than you do. I bet mine will peel faster than yours most of the time. So, there you go. Go learn how to peel a banana. Do it like the monkeys do it. Actually, how the gorillas do it. That's how I learned. Let's see. Boudin. Yeah, I guess I didn't put my orange chicken on here. So, Stormy, I'll have to do my orange chicken for you sometime. Now, what y'all have to remember is that my home time is very limited. My funds are somewhat limited. So I can't just cook the whole weekend. But we will start trying to schedule some of our likes and dislikes, or how should I say that? We will try to schedule some of our meals around making sure they're for videotaping. We've recently learned how to do some Chinese food. That was pretty cool. Boy, that sun is just hitting my CB mic there. But we hadn't found a local Chinese restaurant, although we found out later. We've been going right by it. And I got a craving for some Chinese food, Oriental food, whatever. And me and Mama decided we was going to make some, so we did. It was pretty cool. We will attempt to do some of that again in the future. But the main reason my son got me started on this YouTube was, and if you've been watching any of my previous videos, you'll know that my oldest boy got me started in this to help me recover from losing my youngest boy. And I used to really enjoy cooking. I used to do a lot of that. Don't mean I'm good at it, but I enjoyed messing up a dish once in a while. And that youngest son, he was a chef. And I just lost all my heart and interest in cooking. And that oldest boy, he wanted this to be a cooking channel. I wasn't overly excited about it. And the good Lord seen fit to take it down other avenues until my head and heart was back into cooking. And it's been getting there. It's been getting there. Luckily, the good Lord has seen fit to have all you good people come to watch different videos and have an interest until I could get my head and heart back into cooking, and I'm pretty much there. This past year, I have cooked quite a bit more. I have probably cooked more in the last year than I have in the last 4 or so since I lost that boy. Which the wife has been stand up, and she has just taken on that burden, which normally before that we shared it. We enjoy cooking together. That way she has somebody to blame when it goes bad. But we do cook together quite often. Now, she's cute as a bug in a rug, but she don't want to be making videos. She don't want me showing her on here and all this other stuff. And she's like typical woman, you know, don't want her kitchen being showed. And it ain't that she has a dirty kitchen or none of that. She's just a damn woman, and it ain't never good enough. You know how they get. I have got her to help me make some videos. Usually she's holding the tablet and recording. We're getting that tripod that's supposed to be coming in, and now we're talking about our postal service, so who knows how long it'll take to get here. But that way nobody has to hold it. She gets aggravated at herself because she'll be holding it and she'll hit a button which will turn the video off, and then we have to restart it, and the son has to splice it together, and we should take care of all that. She's helped where she's done some of the cooking, and all you see is her hands. She doesn't really like talking on the videos. I hope to get her past all of that and get her where she will be more active and personable on the videos. She's always been a shy little rascal, so you know, it is what it is. So we're working on it. And I got cooking us breakfast yesterday morning, and we had went out, and we had bought storage containers for our Christmas stuff. Now, we're poor folks and raised a Paso youngins, so we have always stored all of our Christmas stuff in boxes. Don't everybody? I mean, back in the day, we didn't have all these totes and stuff. So, now that we're empty nesters and our budget isn't stretched so tight, I went out and bought a bunch of containers, you know, the little red tubs, to store a bunch of them in. And they had some other storage. We've all seen them at Walmart and everywhere else. They all want to sell them. So I got a little bit of stuff, and then Saturday we went out and we got some ornament boxes and that kind of stuff. We're putting it up. No, it was Friday that we went and got it. Now, she evidently didn't remember as well as I did. Well, what the deal is that trailer that you see, that big truck trailer you see in my videos, Years ago, when we became empty nesters, we loaded all of our stuff into that, and we stored it at a friend's house. And she went over the road with me, and we trucked together for a while. Then when we came out off of the road, or she did, I bought us a travel trailer. Well, it still ain't big enough for all of our stuff, so it didn't get emptied out. I came off the road, and we started traveling with that travel trailer. Well, then we decided, a friend of mine had a little house out in the middle of the woods, so I remodeled that for him, and he let us stay there dirt cheap. So we stayed there, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years, I forget. We called it our little country cottage. And it was only like 600 square feet, big enough for me and Grandma. But we still didn't get to dig all of our stuff out. Well, now we've moved to Texas and got this large house, 2,000 square feet, plus an attic. Well, over the course of the last few years, we've been digging the stuff out slowly. Well, we got up towards the front where all the Christmas stuff is. That was stored away from 17 years ago. That's how long this stuff's been in that trailer. 15 years. It's been a long time. In the meantime, we've accumulated stuff. Now, you also have to take into consideration that all this stuff that went into storage, when I still had teenagers at home, kids to help me, I did a yard. I did a yard. We literally had one of them houses where people would line up driving down our road to see our place. We lived on the edge of town. And they would literally line up. The old boy across the street from us, oh, he was irate. He did everything he could to make us have to turn them lights off. It didn't work. So that tells you we had a lot of stuff. At that time, we had a ranch house that we lived in, and it was probably 2,000 plus square feet. And we had enough artificial trees and all that. We had a Christmas tree in every room. You get an idea that we went out for Christmas? We did it big. So all this stuff has been stored away. Well, now over the course of the last few years, we've accumulated a decent amount again, replacing that stuff that was buried in the nose of that trailer that we couldn't get to. So I tell you what, she's at the house just today when I was talking to her. She's, we got everything in there, and I've got it situated for her to make it as easy as possible on her. And she opened some box, and it's, oh my gosh, I forgot about these, and oh, it's just like Christmas. So she's finding all these cool old ornaments. Some of them are antiques, where we went to some auctions and bought some antique stuff. And I've been telling her, I said, you can get rid of some of that. We have more than enough. You can set some of that up and we'll sell it in the yard sale or something. We keep playing on a yard sale we ain't never had. And she just can't decide what to get rid of, and I don't think she'll get rid of any of it, to tell you the truth. So I've been telling her that I still want to have a couple more years of a big blowout. I haven't done it since the kids were teenagers. And they're all up in their 30s. So before they left home was the last time we did a big display. Now that we're digging all this stuff out and finding all this stuff again and getting it organized, I told her, I said, next year I might just do that big yard deal. And she allowed, if I was going to do that, which she just told me this morning, she said if I'm going to do that, then she thinks she's going to do the inside, which is what we used to do. I did the yard stuff, the outside lights and all of that, and she did the inside. So she started bouncing some ideas off me, and I was bouncing some off her, and hopefully next year. Now, we live on a dead-end road, so it ain't like there's going to be a lot of people to see it, but I'm doing it for me and you. And I told her when we was talking about it last night, I said, okay, so we won't be stopping traffic to see it, but we can enjoy it again. I said, and won't it make for a great video? So hopefully next Christmas, you'll get a few videos, because I'm sure I'm going to make a few of them about us just putting up the decorations. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do the kind of displays that we do. It's a lot of work and a lot of thought. You got to put a lot of thought into it. So you'll probably get a few videos of that. It's going to cost me a little bit, because I don't have them teenagers for forced labor. So that means I'll have to be paying Robert and Lakota to help me do it. I'm fine with that. They can't argue with me. So if I'm paying them, they can't argue. You do what the hell I tell you to do. But she thought that I had went overboard on buying the Christmas containers. So I asked her earlier, because she was like, oh, we're going to have 2 or 3 of each of these left over. And I said, I'm good with that. If we do, take your label gun and put empty, and we'll put it at the back of the stack. No big deal. And then whenever we need it in the future, we've got the same type container, same style, same everything. So I asked her today, after she started telling me about different old ornaments that she had found. And I said, and I got her 2 different kinds of ornament boxes. And I got like 4 of each, I think, which she just knew we wouldn't need that many. I said, how many of them boxes you got left? Well, I'm working on my last one of this kind, and I've got just 1 of these left that I'll be starting on probably today or in the morning. And I said, uh-huh. And you thought the old man had bought too many. I said, you going to town tomorrow? Stop and pick you up a couple of each of them. I mean, they're like $8 a piece, $8 or $9 a piece type nonsense. It ain't no money. So I told her once again, I don't have a problem buying them if you're using them. And she's readily admitting that putting them in these containers is going to be a whole lot faster on putting up decorations and taking them down. Because before, y'all know how it is. You wrap certain ones in tissue paper, then you wrap it in bubble wrap, and you put it in this box, and it goes into this bigger box with accumulation of the other stuff just like that. Well, with these ornament boxes, you don't have to do all that. Now, there are some of her real fragile ones that she's still wrapping in tissue paper. Okay. And the one kind I got her, which is a big old flat one. It's so big, only about yay tall, but it has dividers in there where you can make it certain sizes, and the other one's cardboard inserts where you make it different sizes. Like, I'm good with that, So she's making them up to the size that she needs them. But she's finding out that she has more than she realized. And lights, oh Lord. When we brought this stuff out of the trailer a few weeks back, I did not realize how many lights we had, and I'm giving some away. I have one brother-in-law that he didn't really have the money to buy lights, and we had been talking, and he was wanting to do lights like his neighbors were. He was the only house on their street without lights, and I'm like, come over to the house. So I gave him a bunch of lights so that he could have lights like everybody else. Even giving away all these lights, man, we still got lights. We got lights. So next year we'll be doing lights. We'll see how that works out. A couple of things that's worth planning. Now, I had one subscriber, I think it was a guy, I don't even remember their name right now. They had asked me about recording some of the church services. No, I really don't want to do that. That's a distraction to everybody. When you go to church, it's about you and God. It's not about doing recordings. They have tons of them on TV and on YouTube, and I'm not trying to be mean, I'm trying to be honest. That's something I would not be comfortable with doing. I don't go to the truck services out here anymore. I did that while I was over the road. I'm home pretty much every weekend, and I'm not going to truck stop chapels. Now, your ideal suggestion about going to different restaurants and talking to them, that's something I have been discussing for a long time, and I'm not quite ready to go there yet. But yes, I do have a desire down the road, and I'm not putting a time frame on it. I doubt that it'll happen this year. If it does, it'll only be 1 or 2. But yes, I do want to start, and I'll probably start with some of our little local restaurants. And I do want to go in and meet them in advance and talk to them and see if they will record a video with me on doing a simple meal. I don't want none of that fancy TV stuff where they're cooking foods that we've never heard of and doing all these fancy ways of cooking and using equipment that you and I don't have. No, I have no desire to do that. You can watch the Food Channel to get that kind of stuff, which I'm not saying that's what you suggested. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just telling you what I won't be doing, which is why I want to go in there and talk to them in advance and see if they have a simple meal that the average or below average cook can do. And that's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Since the son got me started doing this, I've been thinking about how I can do that. So we'll see how that works. There's a donut shop down by one of my boys' houses. I would love to talk to them and go in there and see if they would let me record them making donuts. I remember Mama making donuts when I was a youngin', and she basically made a biscuit dough, and she made biscuits, and she had an old baking powder can that she used to cut out the outside, so that's the round that they were. And then she had an old pepper shaker, the old glass pepper shaker. That's what she used to cut the middle out of the donuts. And she had a skillet full of grease. We used grease, lard, back in them days. Before it was voodoo. And she would put quite a bit of lard in there and drop those in there, and I just loved watching them cook. And then she'd flip them over, and when she took them out, she sprinkled them with the white powdered sugar. We thought it was the best thing ever, but back in those days, you really didn't have donut shops, much less 2 or 3 in a town. So that was really something for Mama to make donuts. And we didn't realize back then how much work it was on her. With 4 hungry boys and a 400-pound husband, she made some donuts when she made donuts. My son that got this started, there's a couple of videos he's got up about cooking with his kids. I was talking to him last night, and or was it this morning? Oh yeah, it was this morning, because he was on his way to the grocery store. I had asked him to make some more videos cooking with his kids. He's a very patient dad. He's a good cook. He has a sense of adventure, is a polite way to put it, when it comes to cooking. So I asked him about starting to make a few more videos cooking with them babies. So hopefully we'll see some of those. We have plans for the upcoming year. I mean, nothing in stone, you know. The other night when he got reading me some of the stats off of this, it was very encouraging. And you know, it's not like I've been bummed and all that stuff on the YouTube channel. I haven't been. But he read a few of them stats off to us, and I was like, wow, really? Well, maybe more people's watching it than I thought. And it was very encouraging, very uplifting. It makes me feel like this channel's actually helping some folks in different areas. And I've gotten some great flowers from y'all. You know, thank you. One of them, what a compliment. You know, he told me he loved my videos and it really helped to make his year last year a better year. Well, cool. You can't get a better compliment than that. That's what I'm after. That's what I want to do, is to help people. So, besides being a talkative rascal, a good-looking one, a chick magnet, I do have a desire to help people. So, I'm glad to hear that this channel has been helping people and that it's done a lot better than I thought. So, well, I've ate my black-eyed peas and cornbread. I got my cabbage left back there, so later on I will be eating my corned beef and cabbage. And we'll just start working on, that's what I was going to tell you. Boy, something shiny, wow. I get distracted easy. Yesterday, I was cooking breakfast for me and Grandma while she was putting up ornaments and stuff. And I was going to make us a fried ham and egg sandwich, open face. So that's what I did. The eggs were over medium so that the yellows was running. So while I'm cooking this up for us, I decided that I was going to come up with me a new sandwich to bring out here for breakfast. So I cooked up 2 of them. And I ain't going to tell you what they was, but they were looking pretty good. I ran off and forgot them. She was putting up her black-eyed peas and cabbage last night, and she called me up laughing at me. Those 2 sandwiches you made, and I didn't have one bread. I said, yeah, you ran off and forgot them. I said, damn. I said, all right, just stick them in the freezer if you want. She said, no, I want to eat them. She said, a half of one of them ought to make my breakfast. So she was teasing me today around 11 o'clock-ish. She's not a breakfast person. She don't eat real early. And when I was talking to her, she was like, I just finished eating half of one of them. That was good. And where in the world did you get that at? Oh, my hubby made them for me. I said, you sure you're the one he made them for? So she just laughed, says, it don't matter, I'm the one that ate them. I will be trying those again next weekend, and hopefully I'll remember to bring mine out here with me. But now that she's tried it and she likes it, I got a feeling I'll be cooking her some and me some. It ain't a big deal. I enjoy cooking, like I said. That's about the short and dry of it. Dadgum, been 35 minutes already. Somebody long-winded in this conversation. But yep, my day's done. It's been a nice mellow day. Traffic was real light. I didn't get stressed out. I'm less than 4 miles from my receiver. Got a 6 a.m. appointment, supposedly. So I'll just get up early and ease over there in the morning and see what I can do. Y'all leave me some thoughts. I do like the interaction. I really do. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. Hit the like button if you thought these videos was worth your time. So with that, I'm going to remind you that God loves you. So do I. And I thank Him and y'all for this channel going like it is. It's been a blessing. Y'all have a great evening now. I am looking forward to this next year on YouTube. Good night.